Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Trend Watch 77 something. Today we're going to talking about robbery. Okay. Now I've been following his shenanigans since last year, and it's like here we go again. Okay, so now from what I'm hearing is that he wants to file uh another appeal against the lawsuit against a defamation case against Kendrick Lamar. So now the first lawsuit was it was dismissed against UMG by a federal judge due to the court conclusion that the allegedly defamatory statements on Kendrick Lamar's diss track "Not Like Us" were non-actionable opinion. The judge, Jeanette A. Vargas, stated that the statements were part of a heated rap battle and not intended to be taken as factual claims. This ruling set a precedent that could shield artists and labels from defamation liability in future cases involving rap diss tracks. Now, Drake's legal team argues that the dismissal is a dangerous precedent and that the lyrics should be treated as statements of fact. Now, see, I find that interesting that they would say that because Drake said some pretty damaging thing himself, saying that Kendrick would the more uh, uh, was an abuser and that Dave Free really was Dave Free really was Kendrick Kid's dad or something like that. So now he's at it again. So I am going to switch over here and we're going to watch this video by, let me see, Wayno, WAYNO. Shout out to him over on YouTube. So I'm going to switch over here and we're just going to go right on into it.
The amount of people that be bitching and complaining, moaning, causing ruckus and chaos and confusion over simple stuff is uncanny like the motherfucking X-Men to me. This situation been carrying on for 2 years now. Well, in a couple of months it'll be 2 years. We talking about this Drake. We talk about this Drake situation, man. Listen, when I did this episode the other day, talking about Fat Joe and J. Cole, and I seen so many people so like mad and angry. Wayno, what do Drake got to do with this? How are you bringing up Drake? He stood there, he fought, he did this. Stop it. If Drake is your favorite rapper, just say that. If Cole is your favorite rapper, just say that. But the amount of excuses that are being made continuously is so hypocritical. So you mean to tell me a nigga could go out there, put himself out there, he ain't even get called out, but put himself out there and be like, yeah, I'm the best, and say, you know what, I'm gonna fall back. I did bad. I messed up. I did bad. That's worse. That's worse than going after a record label over a diss record. First off, exuding this heavy amount of unbotheredness, having other people speak for you, exuding this heavy amount of unbotheredness, nothing could bother me. I am the
Yeah, because if y'all was following the rap beef when it first started, I mean, Twitter, his little Twitter friends um, was defending Drake.
man, I am the God, whatever you want to call yourself. And then after that, you get spanked so bad on record, right? There's no ass whooping physically that happened, but you get spanked so bad on record after you made vile comments about somebody that you start a lawsuit and you go hard with this lawsuit and you say, your lawyers say, this is going to be proven. We are not going out without a fight. We not going out without a fight. We going hard for this. We ain't playing with y'all. We going hard for this. And first, the CEO of the company says Drake's motion is a transparent attempt to use Discovery to harass UMG and force it to waste time and resources out of spite. This says the premise of Drake's motion that he could have not lost a rap battle unless it was the product of some imagined secret conspiracy going to the top of UMG's corporate structure is absurd. You got the white man chiming in, Lucian Grange, you feel me? Then to the point it goes to the court. And the court hears it, and the court hears it out. And everybody, what y'all think the red button is? I ain't gonna lie, you've been doubting it. You've been doubting it for a minute, but I've been trying to put y'all on. Freecash.com is fully legit. You can check everything at this point. Everything. You could go in there, play a couple of games. It's been this payola, this radio Rico that never happened. It's y'all been plotting.
Sorry, y'all. I had to go off camera for a minute because my nose is running kind of stuffed up right now, and everything it sounds kind of crazy in my ear. I don't even like how the mic sounds. So, I'm back, y'all.
Plotting on the minute. Stop it. It goes to the court and it says in October of 2025, Judge Jeanette Vargas dismissed Drake's defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group regarding Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, ruling the lyrics not actionable opinion in a rap battle. The court found listeners wouldn't expect accurate factual reporting in such a context. You want to know why? Because most people who study rap battles for a living understand that when somebody's being disrespectful in a rap battle, it's all about disrespecting you. It's all about violating you to the most furthest extent. Now,
Mm-hmm. And don't y'all forget that Drake did say he studied rap battles for a living. So he should, of all people, should know this.
granted, we ain't never seen no shit like Not Like Us, because guess what? Hit 'em Up might be the closest record that could be in parties and people dance to or whatever. But Tupac passed 2 months after that album. I mean, 2 months or 2.5, maybe 3 months after that record came out. While Ether was a very, very, very crazy diss song, it didn't have the appeal to be in parties and none of that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you played it when you wanted to make a point in the argument. But one thing that we all understood within hip hop is that when you are putting out records, and you could go back to the Beanie Siegels and the Jadakiss, 50 Cent Back Down, it's crazy. I Smell, you know what I mean, by 50 Cent. Was the beginning was targeted towards Murder Inc., but the whole record wasn't about them. They made a girl song out of it. We had never seen something like this. But now, in 2026, almost 2 years after the battle has happened, Drake has now filed an appeal against the dangerous dismissal of Not Like Us defamation case. This is reported by Complex. Drake's legal team has filed an appeal and dismissed lawsuit against UMG for the release and promotion of Kendrick Lamar's scathing diss track, Not Like Us. Now, before we read through the entire report, we also want to keep in mind that there was questioning about Dave Free's relationship to Kendrick Lamar's kids after Drake had insinuated that Dave Free was having, a private relationship with Kendrick Lamar's girlfriend, fiance, whomever she is to Kendrick Lamar right now, and saying that he fathered the kids. And this came up in court. You know what I'm saying? And listen, while he was he was violated on record.
Uh-huh.
Now,
And don't forget, if I'm not mistaken, Drake also asked for a paternity test from Dave Freeze and Whitney to just prove his point. So Drake, he got a lot of nerve. This is one person that just cannot and will not take it out and just move on like normal people. I mean, it's like almost 2 years, like he said, and he still want to go on and on and on. he just so embarrassing to himself. It's just a shame. Just move on already.
He was violated on record. It came at a time, right? And this came at a time where it's just something that we had never seen. I mean, like, to be in court over music. Now, let's just go back to the report. It says in court documents reviewed by Complex, Drizzy argues that he deserves damages for the release of Not Like Us, regardless of the dismissal in the case. He reiterates his belief that Lamar's song states as a fact that Drake is a pedophile. On the
Mm.
song, Kendrick raps, certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. It says the
Mm-hmm.
recording was intended to convey specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile, and to suggest vigilante justice as a response. Reads the appeal. The recording is defamatory because its lyrics, its album image, the image, and its music video, the video, all advance the false, malicious narrative that Drake is a.
Yeah. And then one thing I noticed, I'm going to interrupt again, is that remember Drake used to wear those little girly barrettes or balls on the back of his braids. Ever since this song came out, Not Like Us, and calling him a PDF file, I have noticed that he have not been wearing those things anymore. And then I found it strange because why would a grown man wear something like that is unless he was trying to attract the attention of a young girl, because those was like young girls will wear those, and like your little 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, maybe 8-year old daughter will wear it. I mean, come on now, a grown man wearing those things. So I know this struck home with them because in order he stopped wearing those things after this Not Like Us came on. I mean, came out.
Pedophile. If you new to this channel, or if you've been watching this channel, I started my channel in the beef. And what's funny is this, right? Like, again, if you a Drake fan, just say that. Because the cry out for help from the fan base, oh, you gotta talk about Drake for likes and clicks. Nigga, it's news. Shut up.
Mm.
But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fact that we're still dealing with this 2 years later, as we thought for people that have moved on. I mean, there's people who consider that he'll have an album full of hits and he'll bounce back from this gracefully, that everything will be good with him. I myself feel like, bro, what? Like, nigga, you still have a Nike deal, a Chrome Hearts collab. People love you. You have full stadiums streaming your name and music all the time. I don't think nobody would turn down doing a record with you, even though you're not doing records with nobody. What's this actually about? Even after the point that it was proven to not be what his legal team is pushing it to be. This what niggas is doing in 2026?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did say that they was gonna file an appeal, you know what I mean, when it was dismissed, but this is what niggas is doing in 2026?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's continue. He accuses UMG relentlessly marketing the track, misleading listeners into believing the allegations Kendrick rapped about on the track, causing him harm and his
Mm.
reputation. The lawsuit was dismissed, but the Canadian superstar's legal team believes that its dismissal could set a dangerous categorical rule, right? Prohibiting others from filing defamation cases against artists or labels. The court effectively created an unprecedented and overboarded categorical rule that the statements in rap diss tracks can never constitute statements of fact, the appeal reads. The thing about it is this. People have always poked at Drake for being Canadian. People have always poked at him for being half black and half white. But right now, specifically right now, if this suit, and I said this before, if this suit was to go through, then you will have another layer of clearance when it comes to music, period. Now, hip hop is supposed to be this free expression, right? This free expression that you can say what you want, how you want, when you want. You don't have to be telling the truth because 95% of these niggas don't tell the truth. You don't have to tell the truth. You don't have to be living out your life. And people have made great livings off of it. But if this wasn't dismissed and this would have went through, I promise y'all, a lot of y'all would not be signing up to be rappers and be signing up to try to get signed by labels because you would have to cut through so much red tape just to put out any type of song, not even a song about your ops or a diss song, just to put out any song due to legal parameters that it would discourage many artists when it comes to lyrics. Now, the crazy, ironic thing about this is everybody wanted to stand against lyrics in court when it was Thug and they was trying to use it, you know what I mean, as what he was saying was factual against him, right? Like when it's like, oh nah, Thug, YSL trial, they not talking about no real shit. They just talking about the life and the environment they come from. But you see how that goalpost is moved once we start talking about diss records. All right, let's continue. U.S. District Court Judge Jeanette A. Vargas concluded when the lawsuit was dismissed that K. Dot's lyrics disparaging Drake were noticeable opinion, not a statement of fact. She also stated that the context surrounding the song was described as a heated rap battle with incendiary language and offensive accusations hurled by both participants,
Mhm.
and that it would not lead people to believe Lamar's lyrics impart verifiable facts. Now,
Mhm. And then also during the lawsuit, Drake wanted the judge to just focus on the "Not Like Us" and those lyrics in particular. He didn't want the judge to focus on the beef as a whole. He just wanted to focus and pinpoint on that "Not Like Us" and then those lyrics in particular. And so, how you gonna go to court and tell the judge, I just want to focus on this and nothing else? You know that doesn't make any sense.
notwithstanding a relationship spanning more than a decade, UMG intentionally sought to turn Drake into a pariah, a target for harassment, or worse, the appeal argues. UMG needs to respond to the appeal by March 27th. Let's keep it 100, man. What I hate about hip hop today is that fans, consumers, whatever y'all like to call yourself, supporters, are so heavily ingrained in what a nigga deal is, how much numbers they did, um, what their splits are concerning their records. And we all know the obvious, right? Had Drake won the battle, if he even if he would won a perception battle, not from only his side, but from other sides, that none of this would be happening, right? If them records would have stuck, you know what I mean? If bounce that ass for me, but bounce that my nigga free. I'm talking about Dave. Like, you know what I mean? If those would have stuck, then we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be here currently. We wouldn't be discussing the lawsuit. I don't see Kendrick Lamar suing Drake for any
Nah.
defamation
Mm-mm.
or anything
No.
concerning what Drake said towards him.
Mm-mm.
People argued that his wife, his girl, should sue Drake in response, but for what?
Nah.
I feel like, you know, and everybody has their opinion. Whether you a Drake fan or a Drake hater, you love Drake or you hate his music, everybody has an opinion about this said situation. I think it's about to get really, really, really nasty on social media all over again due to this type shit.
Mhm.
But let's keep it
Mhm.
100. After the battle, Drake put out numerous songs. A lot of them songs didn't stick.
Didn't stick.
Um, he was featured
Didn't
on
stick. Didn't even stick. Not even his Iceman. All those whatever those live streams. Oh my God, they was just horrible. For real. It's just like after the beef, nothing Drake has done has stuck. I mean, it just no, 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 no.
few albums, not a lot, but Sexy Red. He rapped over the whole BBL Drizzy shit. He just was featured on 21 Savage album, which I thought was a dope feature. He did a whole album of Party Next Door. They had about 2 or 3 hits that that cut through on that album, but things ain't been the same for him. And yeah, he
Mm-mm.
has taken hits. I'm pretty sure that he's taken financial hits due to just the perception. I mean, the thing about it is when you lose rap
No, no, not only that. I mean, he's taking a hit through the through that beef, but also through courts because I think he's still him a stake Adam Ross and Drake and Stake. I believe they're involved in a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit, because they say something over causing people to gamble, and Drake was using stake money instead of his own money. So it's something like that. So Drake is just come on now.
battles and shit, you can't act like a fucking bitch about it. Let's just call it what it is, man. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, the crazy thing about a lot of the stuff that was said about Drake, I don't even believe that a lot of the stuff people was really
Kendrick did some psychological warfare, warfare, because he messed his whole mind up.
looking at it with a magnifying glass until after the battle and the shit that he did. I personally believe that he went through a dark, low ass place
He
after
did.
Not Like Us.
He
Who went
did.
right? But at the same time, when y'all try to make it seem as if, oh, but he got out there and he fought and he's still going at this shit legally, y'all don't understand how that shit looks weak. And that's why I compared it to the J. Cole shit. Like, yeah, J. Cole ain't out the woods completely when it comes to how the world looked at him when he decided to back out of the battle, right? But I just look at it from this standpoint, like, how the hell is somebody backing out and saying, yo, listen, I don't want no parts of this because I feel like this is going to go bad? Even comparable to the person who says, I don't care about how bad this shit is. I'm suing. I'm suing, and y'all should have never put this record out, and y'all should have never pushed it after it became a hit. Because Back to Back was a hit. Back to Back was nominated for a Grammy. I didn't hear Meek crying about that shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Meek crashed out a few times online, but that's what Meek do. But we didn't see Meek go for a defamation lawsuit. You know what he did? He went back in the lab, worked harder, made music, and came back after that and made hits. But this thing right here, right? Like, is this your king? If I could say anything to Drake, which I probably won't ever get the opportunity to, but if I could say anything to this nigga right now, I'd be like, yo, bro, stop it, my nigga. Stop it. I mean, yeah, if you could slap some money out of a label, I understand that, but like, slap some money out of a label for the terms of deals. Slap some money out of the label for the unfair terms for all of these people.
And then this is Drake's own label, so I can just imagine how is this supposed to work out? I believe he's still signed under them, and I believe the main reason why the projects that Drake has worked on and they haven't been successful is because he didn't have his team behind him. I think Drake was more or less going out there, freestyling and doing things on his own, but he didn't have that UMG machine behind them. And I think that UMG, they're the machine. They're the one who cultivated them, who brought them out. Because to me, I don't think he's a great singer. I am not a fan of his at all. Because when you look at things like, especially through the lawsuit and some of the things that came out, and then you go back and look at some of his videos, and you can see how he imitated the culture and it like a culture vulture. Let me just say that because nothing appeared to be authentic. So especially in light of what came out in the beef and during the beef as well as after the beef, and then you look at him, what the project that he called himself doing that wasn't successful, and you can see that there's no machine behind it. So he just out there on his own. And I think basically, um, absolutely they're not gonna have the same relationship at all. So I think he's just digging himself in deeper. Why don't he just let the beef go? And I don't think maybe it's not against Kendrick per se anymore. It's probably against UMG. because he realized that he need them more than they need him. So let me just put it like that.
Who signed record deals, not just yourself. There was so many people who tried to act like this was some martyrdom or this was some sort of him putting himself on a cross for other artists or him being, you know what I mean, running over the hill and taking all the arrows so that this could benefit other artists. This shit is not about other artists. It's not. It's about him. And it's about
Mhm.
his feelings. And that's what happened.
Mhm.
His feelings got involved in this shit and his feelings was hurt. And by all means, God damn,
Mhm.
if a song like Not Like Us was made about me with that type of intent,
Mhm.
yeah, I'd be
Mhm.
mad too. But you know what I understand?
And then would make it so bad right after the song, to add insult to injury, right after the song came out, Kendrick went on a tour, and so each and every city that he went in, they played that song. So, um, that song is just on everybody's mind. And can you just imagine Drake going into an establishment and that song is playing, or people want to be mean to him and just throw that, the lyrics out to that song. I mean, that's a heavy burden to carry. But I think he could have came out on this beef if he just accepted the loss and just move on and try to, excuse me, and make a better diss song. I mean, the beef was over. Kendra said there's no part two. There's no round two. It's done. So just move on. But he just took it further and sued him, and not only that, it sued his own record label, UMG. Now come on. He's spiraling totally out of control. It's like what he said, what is this? Wayno said. He went to a dark place, and I think he's still there. It's just like he's looking for some kind of redemption, something that he can just grab on, hold and say that I'm back. But this the cloud over his head, it's gonna be there as long as he going around acting the way he's acting. I mean, come on now.
Then I said some disrespectful shit and I warranted the response. I mean, listen, if you think that you the best nigga to fight in the street and you swing on somebody who does MMA, we seen that video. We seen that video of the guy who got on the boots. You know what I mean? He got on the boots, he got on the jeans, he got on like a vest and shit and a button-up shirt and an earpod in his ear. And the dude, he jump out, he take his shirt off and he throw his hands and all of that. And dude gives him a nice right kick to the inner leg. You know what I mean? The right to the inner leg changed his life. And when he got back up, kicks him in his chest. And then after that, I seen an extended video where the dude was crying his ass off because he got his ass beat. But you got to remember something. If you call, you know what I mean? If you call to fight with somebody, you got to accept the good and the bad. You got to accept every single thing that comes with that. And
Mhm.
sometimes you lose.
Mhm.
I would tell Drake, like, yo, bro, prove to the people who you are. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like you did have a level of dominance for 15 years and you did have people question your dominance after the actual battle. But if
Mhm.
you are who you say you are, then you'll continue to be that. If you could dispel every single situation that happened, you know what I mean, while this was
I don't believe he is who he say he is, because like I said, he had that UMG machine behind him. They cultivated that. They cultivate his look, his brand. It was UMG that did that. Drake, I don't. It's not in him. It's not.